Today, we're gonna make some very highly requested caldo de res. This is one of the best beef soups you're ever gonna eat, and no Latino or Mexican household is complete without this recipe for caldo de res. I love caldo de pollo, but I love caldo de res because it's beef, and I also love soup, so this recipe combines both of them perfectly. This is such an easy dish to make with just a few core ingredients. And if you cook all of this just right, you're gonna be rewarded with an amazing eating experience. I promise you that. And those ingredients that we're gonna use today are gonna be 2 carrots, 2 zucchinis, 1 whole Mexican squash. We're gonna have 2 whole corns cut into quarters, 2 celery stalks, about 1/3 of a full-size cabbage, 2 russet potatoes, 2 Roma tomatoes, about 1/4 cup of tomato sauce. That's optional, by the way. 3 garlic cloves, 1 whole medium-sized onion, 4 beef shank steaks here, some soup bones, and we're gonna use 2 tablespoons of OG, 2 teaspoons of comino. I've made caldo de res with short ribs. I've made caldo de res with finger ribs. I've made caldo de res with oxtails. Heck, I've made it with brisket. I've made caldo de res with every beef you can probably think of. At the end of the day, folks, shank, in my opinion, is the best. So I recommend cooking with shank, and that's what we're doing today. Let's get fired up with that stove and get some caldo de res going. Whoop, 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 whoop. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna rinse all the meat, and then we're gonna add it to the pot. I like to start with my soup bones first. Those do take a little bit longer to release their inner deliciousness. I wanna make sure we get all that delicious marrow out of that bone. And then we're gonna add the shanks a little bit later, about 20-30 minutes into the cook. And we're gonna extract the delicious flavor of the meat and the marrow out of the shanks as well. We did skim off some of that frothy stuff from the soup bones. We will do the same with the shanks here shortly. Let's turn up the heat a little bit. Again, we're gonna put the lid on so it'll get hot a little bit quicker, and away we go. All right, friends, you see we got a nice slow simmer going here. We took out some of the frothy stuff out of there, and it's time to add the 2 tablespoons of OG. This is salt, pepper, and garlic, 2 tablespoons. If it needs a little more flavor, you can adjust to your personal preferences. You can start with 1 tablespoon if you like. And these are 2 teaspoons, not tablespoons, of comino, also known as cumin in English. There you go. All right, let's get it cooking again. Make sure that salt and cumin gets nicely dispersed. All right, my friend, we are at the 1 hour mark since we added the soup bones. You can see we have a nice little simmer going. We're gonna add the onion and the garlic first. That goes in there. We're gonna add the celery, and we're gonna add the corn. All right, we're also going to add 1/4 cup of tomato sauce. This is optional, not everybody uses it. My mom loves to use it. That's the way she taught me, so that's how we're doing it today. We're gonna give it another little stir. 10-15 more minutes. When it starts to boil again, I'm gonna go ahead and add the carrots, because the carrots are pretty firm. They take a little while to cook, so I'm gonna add those too. All right, friends, my wife says that you can't have caldo without some good Spanish rice. So she's whooping up a big old pan of rice, and it's time to add the carrots. Just got a nice, good simmer going there. So Terry's gonna do me the favor and throw the carrots in there. Thank you, honey.
You're quite welcome, honey.
All right, we're gonna give it a little stir. We'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. We're also going to add the cabbage and the tomatoes. I like to put those big chunks of cabbage in there. You can cut them smaller if you like. Tomato time. All right, crank up the heat, bring it back up, give it a little stir first. Put the lid on in a minute, and then we bring the heat back up again. Try to get it to boil, and then we will lower the heat again to maintain that nice, steady simmer. That looks good, folks. Looks like we're gonna eat some really good rice with our caldo de res. Yeah, buddy. It's actually been about 2.5 hours, 2 3/4 hours, I think, more or less. And it's time to add the potatoes. One of my indicators that I look for when it's just about done is when this meat, I don't know if you could see that, when it starts to just about to fall apart like that, it's a done deal. They'll be done pretty quick. So we'll stir those in a little bit. Make sure they get in the boiling water. And it needs a little more salt for my taste. 3/4 tablespoon, more or less. Any more than that, it should be on a personal taste basis. Put the lid back on, get it back up to boil. We'll be back in 15 minutes. We have the Mexican squash here and zucchini. These take about 5 minutes to cook. They're just about, we love cilantro in my house, so sorry if you don't have to use it. And we're gonna give it about 10 more minutes, we're done. We're gonna be eating some good caldo de res in just a few minutes. Woohoo, ladies and gentlemen, we are done. Beautiful caldo de res. All right, we're gonna have a really nice dinner. You can see the bones come apart from the meat. It's looking good. It wants to kind of sort of fall apart. The potatoes are perfectly cooked. The veggies are cooked. All right, folks, this time I'm gonna be a little bit smarter. I got an extra plate to hold my bowl instead of my fingers, so I won't burn my fingers off. Our caldo de res is done. It was about a 3 hour and 15-minute process altogether. Normally it's done 2 to 2.5. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Thank you for watching our videos. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm ready to eat some caldo de res. Terry's rice looks every bit as good as my mom's, and it tastes just as good too. It is excelente. Terry, you done good, honey.
Thank you, honey.
Excelente. Always got to have a little squeeze of lime in the caldo. And you guys know Arnitec's always got to have a little hot, because this also adds a great flavor, at least for me. The meat was coming off the bone. You can see that. Perfect. Ooh, that's the good stuff right inside that bone. I wonder if I can get it out. Oh, that's good. Terry's laughing back there. That has some awesome flavor, folks. I had to do it. That was my grandma's favorite bite out of the whole caldo.
It was my grandmother's favorite too.
There you go. Grandma's love tuétano. And I always take my corns out and put them to the side. I like to let them cool off a little bit so that I can go ahead and munch on them. Oh, man. That is so good. One of those soup bones got into my bowl. Look at that. That's going to be good eating. Man, this is just great. Fantastic. A little bit of tomato. A little bit of cabbage there, too. Now, some people like to add all the veggies at one time, halfway through the cook. I prefer a little more texture on my veggies, so that's why we do it in stages. Man, I love carrots as much as I like potatoes. You give me carrots any time of the day or night. I always like to put a little bit of rice into my caldo too. Add some great flavor. My sister-in-law brought these directly from Monterrey, Mexico. We did heat it up just for you tortilla police. Get a tortilla, put some salsa on here, take a big old bite. So you get a little bit of rice in there along with your veggies and the soup. It's fantastic, folks. You gotta try this. Fantastic. Terry's over there hungry too, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. You can tell us in the comments how you like to make your caldo. What kind of meat is your favorite? What kind of vegetables do you like to put in yours? There's a lot of different ways to make caldo. What does Arnie always say? Ain't no right way, ain't no wrong way. Make you some caldo de res like this. I promise you it will warm you from the inside out, especially on a cold winter day. It's fantastic. On a hot summer day, it'll heat you up from the inside. Make sure you're in the air condition. Thanks for watching, folks. Thank you for all the stars. Thank you for all the great comments. Thanks for sharing our videos. It really does help us continue to create more content and more recipes and more videos for you guys. If you folks are interested in our APC Wow Rub, you can get that at pitmaster.us. The OG rub, which we used in today's recipe, you can get that at pitmaster.us as well. And if you want to up your caldo game, your barbecue game, you can go to pitmasterclass.us. Thanks for watching, folks. Keep the smoke light and boom, make it a wow day. Bam, wow. Honey, come get you some. This is really good. Time to add the potatoes. We're eating at midnight. This is one of the best beef soups you'll ever read.
It's zucchini and calabaza.
Bueno, es zucchini y calabaza. This is calabaza. This is zucchini.
That's pico de gallo.
Oh, that's pico de gallo. No, that's a gallo that needs a little more vitamins. Or a cold beer.
No.